freedom. Exodus 37, 38, 39, and 40. Because we're going to do all these at one time because of the fact that they're just talking about all the items that went into the tabernacle. We talked about the children of Israel, how they went through what they went through, and how they messed up with God after they got out of Israel, sinning before God, and Moses had to go have two of those tabernacles made. All this stuff happened. God still allowed him to go in because Moses gave his life and said, if you kill them, you kill me. And he reminded God of his covenant. And so then they started making the materials. They had more than enough, and they did everything. And now they're putting everything inside the tabernacle. So, really, God was our first interior and exterior designer. Many designers, what they do is they look at nature to put colors together. Because nature, you can go out into nature and you'll see green and blue and orange and brown and yellow and all these colors. And a lot of interior designers, that's what they do. They get their color palette from God, from the way He created Earth. So we got all these stuff going into the tabernacle. So it's the Ark of the Covenant, the table for the shewbread, the gold candlesticks, the brass levers. Now this stuff wasn't free. This stuff it had a cost. And in 2012, they had this, I looked this up, they said that it cost like $62 million. And it took 7 years. It took 7 years. And this is a different type of putting stuff together. When we put stuff together, we usually just go to a store and say, I want this brick, I want this marble. We contract somebody, they come out with their machines and their equipment and they put it together for you. Back then, everything was manual labor. Bricks was made because you did straw and mud and you mixed them together, then you molded them and then you let them set. And I mean, it was a task. So 7 years of this is a lot of work. A lot of work for everybody. We didn't have uh, 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 fire blasters and stuff so we could melt things down real quick, and it wasn't like that. So when they put in this effort to do this for 7 years, it was a manual labor. And mind you, they couldn't even go into the holies of holies, which is a place where only the priest could go in to be before God. So if you can imagine building all this stuff up and then you can't even go through the whole thing. So they're building this for God, for His purpose, and so that we can have a place for Him. And I mean, this cost $62 million for 7 years, and you're not going to be able to partake in all of it. A lot of us wouldn't do it. That's why we have this a lot of problems we have in this world right now. We don't invest in anything that doesn't help us directly. If it doesn't help us directly, we don't want to invest in it. We don't want to take the time. It's for what? What do I get out of it? I can't do this and that, and then I'm not going to do it. But these people did all this for God to get the glory. And after they was finished, God filled the place. He filled the holy of holy. He filled His Spirit with that. And that's what we want to get to the point is. We want to get to the point that we do everything we do so God's glory can be fulfilled in us, can feel the situation, can be manifested in our life. Not saying, oh, look all this stuff I did for you. Yeah, for God. We fleshly. We have a mentality of me. And God is saying, no, you need to do everything for the big me, the God, the God of all things and maker of all things, heaven and earth and everything in between. But we don't do it because we are so set up that I do what I do so I can benefit. And God is saying, do what you do so I get the glory and I will give you the benefits. But we on the earth, it doesn't work like that. And that's something we got to really, truly work on. allowing God to have his way so his glory can be fulfilled in our life. And even if you don't get to go into the holy of holies, even if you don't get to be a part of everything that God got you doing, that because it honors God, that's enough to know that you honored God. Well, that's my time. Stay free.